Hi, Olympia. Today we're here to talk about the February 11th, 2025 Olympia City Council meeting. And it was a pretty front-loaded meeting. There's a lot going on the front end and a little less on the back end. But it was a pretty interesting meeting.
All right. This is Council in 10.
For the record, I'm Kellie Purse-Brossett.
And I'm Susan Grisham.
Okay, so let's get rolling.
Yeah, so roll call. Councilmember Vanderpool was excused, and then we moved on to announcements.
And in announcements, we had some international guests that the mayor recognized. They were here, sponsored by the West Olympia Rotary, a delegation of 6 emerging leaders from Latvia that are here with the Open World program. So it was kind of cool. They've been meeting with local officials, state officials, city officials, and nonprofits. They have a strong interest in public engagement. So if you want to see a little public engagement, where do you come? The Olympia City Council meeting, because we had a lot going on. All right.
Okay, and then the agenda was approved, and we moved on to special recognition.
That was a little public engagement.
Indeed. So council members read a proclamation recognizing the City of Olympia joining the Black Home Initiative, or BHI, which is a regional effort that seeks to target the racial inequities at the core of housing in an effort to increase home ownership among Black households. And the effort is to create opportunity for 1,500 new low and moderate income Black households to purchase their first home. Krista Lenson, our senior housing program specialist, shared an overview of the program, and she noted that at this time there are over 100 entities who've signed on a partner pledge to participate in the BHI network, including nonprofit organizations, housing developers, lenders, and other financial institutions, state agencies and local jurisdictions, real estate professionals, real estate groups, philanthropic organizations, and others. Corey Ovold of the BHI shared their thanks for Olympia and Thurston County's participation in the program, and Christina Daniels from the Thurston County Realtors Association shared their support of the program and excitement to creating a more equitable and attainable housing market here in Thurston County.
Well, it's very interesting because the Black Home Initiative has, since its inception just a few years ago, I believe, it's been focused in Seattle, King County, Northern Pierce County. So for it to come here is super cool. And it's interesting because a lot of people don't know that there were restrictions on housing based on race and religion in Little Olympia.
That's right.
And it's reflected in home ownership right now. I mean, one of the interesting things is there's a database from the University of Washington where you can put in your address in Thurston County and see if there was a covenant on your home or your property. And guess whose home was? Mine. Fooled you. So anyway, I'm feeling a little bit about that. But yeah. So progress being made.
That's right here.
All right.
So next was a proclamation recognizing Black History Month. Council members read the proclamation, and the proclamation was accepted by youth from Olympia High School. They shared their experiences and thoughts about the importance of the contributions of Black individuals throughout history and the progress that's been made. They also noted that Black History Month should not be a time to only reflect on the past, but a call to action for the work we need to do moving forward once again. And I was struck by one comment from one of the students. When we celebrate Black History Month, we are not only honoring the past, but also committing to a better future one where diversity is embraced, voices are heard, and justice is pursued. Mayor Payne noted that looking out at the audience, he could see that progress has been made just by the faces in the audience, but there's much more work that needs to be done. And he noted that it's really important for young community members to be in council chambers and engage with local government and inspire their peers to show up as well.
Right. Speaking of emerging leaders, those students were all members of the Olympia School District Student Mentor Program. And they were a sharp group, right? And one of them even mentioned that he in his conversations with another student were wondering why is it a month? Why isn't it all the time? Isn't it just part of history and American history? And so I thought that was pretty telling as well.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Then we moved on to public comment.
Then we went on to public comment, and in public comment, we had 4 people speak, actually. First up, we had, in person, we had 2 members of the faith community. We had Reverend Liz Ellery Swenson and Rabbi Seth, who were who came to share a statement on behalf of 19 clergy who are part of the Concerned Clergy of Olympia, and they wanted to express their gratitude and support for the Olympia City Council and their resolution recently around declaring Olympia a sanctuary city for LGBTQIA 2S plus people in our community. So that was pretty cool. And then we had 2 other speakers who were remote. Both of them spoke to their concerns about the health of Bud Inlet.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool. And then we went on to the consent calendar.
Yeah. So
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, there wasn't much on the consent calendar, but there were a couple items pulled. The first was a little clarification regarding the council assignments that were up for approval. And one was the removal of the Visitor Convention Bureau representation by a council member because that actually has been transitioned over to staff on that board. So staff from all the other jurisdictions are seated on that board, and they're phasing out the elected officials participating.
Yeah. Well, they had a pretty in-depth conversation about their work plans for the years, the committee work plan. So the Finance Committee and the Community Livability and Public Safety Committee's 2025 work plan were being approved, and they actually had some pretty robust conversation about what was on there for this year, because they're going to be doing some pretty important work during the year. So.
Absolutely. So the consent calendar ended up being approved as amended with that amendment to their assignments. And then we moved on to reports.
Because there was no other business.
Yes, that's right.
Which has been the case, but that's going to change. And reports, basically, they shared about their activities and meetings they've attended. For example, the mayor attended the Black Home Owners Initiative meeting up north, since we're now part of that organization. But they have, the council hasn't had a regular business meeting. They've had a study session since their January 28th meeting. So they sort of caught up on that. That was kind of it. I think the city manager had no report.
He did not. And then right before adjourning, Mayor Payne and the other council members wished happy birthday to Councilmember Gilman and Mayor Pro Tem Nguyen, who had back-to-back birthdays.
There may have been some singing.
May have.
We won't question whether it was in tune or not, but it was beautiful.
There you go.
Happy birthday.
Indeed.
Right. And the council will be off next week. It is President's Day on Monday, and there won't be a meeting the next day.
And then the meeting adjourned at 7:28 p.m.
All right. And there you go. Boom. So, I'm expecting this to as the year goes in, the craziness to get a little more. But
our agendas are getting more full going forward.
Are getting a little more full, and it was fun with a little international flavor there. We'll be the Latvian delegation will be meeting with other folks during the week, and a shout out to you. I hope you're not too cold in Olympia.
Yeah. I don't know what the weather's like in Lafayette.
What's the weather like in Lafayette right now? Hopefully warmer than here.
Indeed.
Okay. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching us live, then you can just stay tuned, and the council meeting we just talked about is going to come on right following this. Or you can watch that council meeting and any other programming on demand anytime on OliTV3.com, or you can, and you should, download the app, the OliTV app, because it's really good.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to watch a council meeting live and in person, we're here most Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Come hang out.
we'll save a seat for you. We got plenty.
And with that, we're adjourned.